Well, Kitchen of Kirsten didn't really work out tonight, did it? Well, it actually did in the end.
Because I suggested rice.
I tried a new recipe. It was called chicken chow mein, and I bought some rice noodles in Bogota the last time. Lifted up. I cooked them according to the recipe, and look at that, such a gooey mass. I decided not to use them and do some proper rice instead. We threw out, I had 2 packages, we threw out the other one already. You can't, how can you sell this kind of thing? I mean, it's disgusting. It's starchy. Lots of starch. You can't wash these noodles ahead of time like you do with rice. This is disgusting. But once everything was finished with the proper rice, it was actually not too bad, was it?
Yeah, the chow mein bit of it without the noodles was actually very good.
It was really, really good.
This stuff though, disgusting.
We have to find a bag now because there's no way we can flush this down the toilet. It will clog everything up.
You can't flush that down anywhere.
No.
I'm going to get the bag from outside.
Okay. Here's a wasp that killed a spider. But she's fast enough to get across the road. Wow, that's a big spider and a huge wasp. That wasp is really, really strong. We are just below the antennas tonight. We're on a 14-kilometer loop. We're going down now, and the sun's going down too. That looks really beautiful. It's a nice, breezy late afternoon. We are in the beat, running home, because we have some extremely dark clouds behind us. Very, very scary. This is, keep moving, moving. The camera doesn't actually really show it, but these clouds are pitch black. And hopefully we'll be home before they catch up with us.
This year, the rainy season is really heavy in Colombia. We get a storm almost every afternoon and overnight, which makes it hard to time our daily exercises. And the weather forecast is almost always wrong.
There's Barichara. It's a race with the storm, I think. We better get moving. The rain's already over there. We're running. And there's somewhere behind me. We can hear it rumbling already. We just have to go down and up, and then we're almost home. With luck we can make it. Lucky him. This is where the storm is, and it's just up for us and then a little bit around the corner. We can make it. I'm sure we can make it.
Don't panic, don't panic.
I'm powering up the hill. The camera doesn't even tell you how dark it is. It's pitch black. But Helen is going to make another move. We can hear the thunder already. This is so dark. Here's our 3 crosses. We just have to run down the hill now, and we're home. Run, let's run. It's a good job we're so fit. Otherwise, we would have died along the way. I shouldn't say that. We're still on the way. But the rain stayed in the valley down there so far. We thought it would cut our path, but so far we're okay. Last few meters. The camera is really brightening this up. It's pitch black. Absolutely pitch black. But this house down there is where we turn off. This is our shortcut to our property, and so far we should make it.
We've made it. It's only down here, we have to turn right and get across the shortcut. And that was a record, I think, for getting down that bit.
Thank God it was mostly downhill.
Yeah, well, it always will be, depends, because we were doing this loop, so it was always going to be downhill on the way back, no matter which way we were going. So, this is good. And we started out, we had 3 hours to do 14 kilometres. And we're going to do it a bit faster than normal.
Here's me, sweating bucket. I know I've got some of my sunglasses on, but I need them because we're running over the rocks here, and I can't see a bit. So here we are, just the last climb through the fence. Oh, Helen got stuck. There's Vinny too. We made it. We're home. I can feel the electricity behind me. I'm expecting lightning any second. In my next life I'm going to be a cat. And look at these two here. It's nice and breezy. They're sleeping away here. Oh, is that a nice spot, Terry? Yeah. You can stay there. Yeah. Need a cuddle? Need a cuddle, no? Yeah. Terry always needs his cuddle. He's a real sweetie. Miro, on the other hand, you have to be careful because Miro wants a cuddle too, but she is biting and scratching. Isn't that an even better spot, Terry? We got some really nice tomatoes in town. They're a mix of, I don't know, they're larger cherry tomatoes, and I planted the seeds right from the tomatoes into the soil here, and I get my first sprouting plants, so I see if they actually turn out. They would be nice tomatoes to eat. It's not even 3 o'clock today, and this monster cloud came over us from one minute to the next. Oh yeah, we're getting really wet in our bathroom. Look at that, floor is instantly wet. I've got to be careful not to take a dive here. Well, we're still in the rainy season. Wow. Maybe we should unplug all our electricities. Poor guy who's working. His bike is pitch wet now.
Oh dear. Can you not put a cover on? Well, now that we've got a storm, we can't go walking. I might as well tell you about our shock that we had last night. I was checking our usual internet websites that we look at news for Colombia. We've got various websites for Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina, Paraguay and so on that we keep our eyes on because we need to watch what's happening with the borders. And last night the first shock that I got was that Claudia Lopez, who is the mayor of Bogota, and a very important woman because she's basically number 2 after the president, because with the pandemic, the mayors have the say as to what happens with the health emergency and so on. So they're extremely powerful. They're the ones who say whether it's lockdown or whatever, or curfews and so on. Anyway,
she's got
coronavirus, and I thought, she must be 50s, 60s. I don't quite know how old she is, but and I thought, well, surely they've been vaccinated, because I know the 60 plus. Oh, the rain's coming in. I know the 60 plus at the moment can get vaccinated, so I would have thought she got vaccinated, but they will probably have the Pfizer one, which means you don't get protected, so you have to wait at least 3 weeks before you get any protection. And there's a lot of reports about getting affected even though you've been vaccinated. So anyway, that was the first shock, and then I opened up another website, and there it said, all the borders are being opened. Colombia is opening all its borders, river, land and air borders, from midnight last night. And I thought, no. So I started searching around for other reports, couldn't find anything. So we had a bit of a sleepless night thinking, well, we're going to have to leave. But we can't, because there are protests going on. There's roadblocks in Bogota where we have to go through. There's roadblocks and extreme violence in Cali, which we have to go through. And even Popayan, which is further south, we've got to go through there too to get down to Ecuador. So not very good night for us. But then this morning, both Ecuador and Panama have said, no, we are not opening our borders to Colombia. If you want to open them, fine, your side, but our side is not open. So we still can't get across the border. So
which we don't want at the moment.
Which we don't want to do at the moment because we might have a chance of getting vaccinated here. And if we do, it might be AstraZeneca, which means there's 3 months between both vaccines. So we're going to have to wait, minimum of 3 months. These under 60s, the 55s to 60s, that's our age group. We might get it in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks' time, about 20 kilometres away in San Hill. We might be able to get it there. We don't exactly know. We will find out when we turn up with our passports whether they will actually vaccinate foreigners. But there's a law that says if you've been in Colombia for more than a year, you will be treated the same as Colombians when it comes to health stuff and so on. So
that would be great.
We've been here over a year. It's coming up to 14 months. I don't know. We've stopped counting the days. We were counting the days up until about 365, and then we gave up because there's no point.
It's more than 400 by now.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what it is, but it's a long time. So yeah, we might get to get this. So. We're still staying because the borders are still closed. Even though the Colombian side might be open, but I don't think they will be. I don't think there's going to be anybody there in the offices because nobody can get the other side.
But it's typical for Colombia to open the borders without consulting with their neighbours.
Yeah, and
the borders to Peru and Brazil,
we can't get to them.
They are open, but there's no roads.
No roads. You'd have to go through the jungle. You literally would have to go through the jungle. The river borders at crossings are also open, according to the Duque. So we'd have to get on a boat.
With the motorhome.
With the motorhome to get to Brazil or Peru. No, we're not going to do that, thank you very much. We're going to go down the road to Ecuador.
There's only one border we can go to.
Yeah, and there's only one crossing because that's the main crossing for tourists because it's the safest place. Well, the other thing we read this morning was that apparently Ecuador, their healthcare is free to everybody who's in Ecuador, including the Colombians who might come across the border. So they do not want to open their borders.
And all the hospitals are full.
Excuse me. Because all their hospitals are full. They're full in Colombia. They're at 96% in the ICUs in Bogota. So anyway, we're staying. So we're back in the kitchen.
I'm going to try and do some spring rolls today.
Are we? Here we are.
And this is supposed to be my spring roll sheets because we can't buy them here. It's flour, cornstarch, basically, and water mixed with a little bit of salt. And with a brush, I make thin sheets. I hope I make thin sheets. I haven't even done the veggies yet because we're not quite sure if it actually works out. I'm supposed to do it on a very low flame and it might be too low. So maybe I'm going to turn it up a little. It always looks easy on the internet. Oh yeah, okay. I should be able to peel it off. Hopefully it doesn't. Let's see, I don't want to burn my fingers. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It's rather hot though.
Take it off the heat, maybe. Ah, there we go.
One.
Okay.
So,
one done. There we go.
Put some this oil in my thingy. What's it here?
On your piece of kitchen roll, you mean? So,
So next one.
next one.
That'll take a while before I get all this done.
Well, we've got a bit of time today. We didn't go for a walk because it was pouring with rain. So this is the last one. How long has this taken?
Quite a while.
Yeah, a long
I
time.
have to
Yeah,
start earlier
the
when
kitchen
you're
is a
hungry.
bit of a mess, but this is the pile. How many have we got?
I don't know, about 20 maybe.
Okay,
have to
because
count
they're
them
going
later.
to be quite
But
small.
I have to clean up first, and then I have to start on the veggies.
Yeah, because Madame here is hungry.
Is a mess.
There.
But it works well. I hope it tastes good.
These look really good. There's our little pile.
They're very thin. Look, you can see my hands through them. So here is the cut veggies. We've got carrots, peppers, lots of cabbage, zucchini, onions, and leeks. So, and then I will put some hoisin sauce in there, sesame oil, soya sauce, garlic. I still need to do the garlic.
So we've now got a few done, and I think Kirsten's got the hang of it.
Not quite.
By George, she's got it. Oh,
It's
it has to get taken off.
It's not easy because they're very thin, so they break easily. This is to glue them together, which is the same base as the pastry for the thingy what's it is. So I have to be very careful when I start rolling here, so it doesn't break.
Yeah, obviously they're a bit too thin. But that's okay. This is the first, this is trial and error, and this is sort of terror.
Yeah, these are big because I had to
Or should I call it terror? Trial and error is terror.
Well, we haven't fried them yet. They might actually still fall apart in the
Well, yes.
frying process. So it's a lot of work, though, I have to say.
Well, we'll remember that every time we order
Spring
rolls in the
When
restaurant.
we buy them for cheap, then we know.
We know just how much work they are. I think they'd probably make them faster, a lot faster, because they know what they're doing. This is the first time. I'm sure by the second time we are going to be a lot faster. But they look really super lekker. So what have we got with the veggies? We've got hoisin sauce, just for the readers. Hoisin sauce and
Garlic, chili powder, salt. That was it, basically. It's quite spicy. I also have to show the nasty bits of trying out new things. See, my first spring roll fell apart, and the pot is it's sticking on the bottom. So we're doing it in the frying pan in a minute, and see how that works out. This is not the way I want it to be. So you live and you learn. I thought it would be frying a lot faster and get brown and crispy a lot faster, but it takes quite a while. So now I've got 6 spring rolls in my frying pan, and let's see how that works out. So here they are, the first spring rolls. They look good, they're crunchy, and we see how they taste. So they are definitely crunchy.
very.
Are they oily inside?
They're all right. They're not too bad.
Okay.
I might put a bit of
We have some leftover veggies.
a bit cold veggies. But, oops. Oh,
They are definitely crunchy.
didn't want any ketchup, but that's for Kirsten, who wants ketchup.
I like mine with ketchup. Hot?
Hot. Very crunchy. Aber?
They're yummy. Perfect. I will try them too now. So here's an update on the work shed, on the new one. The roof is on. The plywood is on the sides, and the bottom base is painted as well. It smells brand new in here. They left part of the roof transparent to put some light in here. The top triangle is open to give it some air in here. This is an incredible view. Stella's going to have her work spot right here This would actually be a perfect structure to put a motorhome inside. Just need a bathroom and that could be a fabulous house for us. I was still working on the new bench out here. It's quite some work with all these tiles and stones and marbles. But the backside's painted already. Looks good. Guess what Mira wants. But with her we have to be very careful. Are you falling down there? Are you sliding down, sweetie? Because she bites and scratches sometimes. So we're a little wary of her. But she needs her cuddle once in a while. See, she's got sharp teeth, Meow? Life is hard here on the farm, huh? Yeah. You better make sure you're not sliding down the chair. That was a big yawn, That makes me tired. Upsala, upsala, upsala. Cuidado. Yeah, that's better. You can sleep again. Good night. So this is the third time I made a key lime pie for us. It's with a biscuit base and then a lot of sour cream, lime juice, icing sugar and a little bit of whipping cream and the zest of the limes.
I guess it's time to try a bit of key lime pie. Oh, is it going to come out?
Last time it was a little runny, but this looks very solid. We always draw a line in the middle.
Whilst the world is still battling corona, Palestine and Israel start a war.
Thousands of Colombians have taken to the streets again in anti-government protests in the capital Bogotá and several other cities. It's the 15th day of marches, blockades and strikes fueled by anger about a tax reform plan. And a paralysed man has been able to write on a computer using chips in his brain. The chips picked up electrical signals and used artificial intelligence to decode them into words. In India, more than 4,000 people have died from coronavirus in the last 24 hours, and India's recorded almost as many coronavirus cases as the entire rest of the world combined. And the Indian variant is spreading. The number of UK COVID cases linked to it have more than doubled in the past week. Now, British ministers have considered bringing forward second vaccine doses.
Japan has declared a state of emergency in 3 more regions hit hard by the pandemic, casting further doubt over whether the Olympic Games in Tokyo should go ahead. A petition has been submitted to the capital's governor, calling for the entire event to be cancelled. Israeli warplanes have carried out dozens more airstrikes on the Gaza Strip as the conflict with Palestinian militants enters its second week. The United Nations Secretary-General has appealed for an immediate end to the fighting. COVAX, the international scheme to ensure equal access to COVID inoculations, is 140 million doses short. The serious coronavirus outbreak in India, a major vaccine manufacturer, has stopped large-scale exports. There have been celebrations on the streets of Gaza with a ceasefire between Israel and the Palestinian militants appearing to hold. The deal came after 11 days of conflict which killed almost 250 people. And the WHO says the real number of coronavirus-related deaths is likely to be much higher than previously thought.
Stay tuned for more videos.